Hey y'all, it comes as no surprise to many of you that I'm a huge fan of the Royal Family Dance Crew, its many crews, and many of the dancers involved. They are certainly one of the most amazing things to come out of New Zealand and have made an impression around the world. Well, there's no denying I've got a bit of a leader bias. There's another Auckland New Zealander who gets me almost as worked up as she does.
This is too much sass. Who is that baby? Who is that baby? Who is that baby?
Did you see that? With the hand and the whacking and the yes! There's so many reasons why I believe he would ruin almost any dancer's bias list. But if I had the opportunity to just ask Kyle a few things, that would be even better. Right, McGualas? Right. So, Kyle, you established a global reputation with the royal family and have since ventured out to build your own legacy. When did your love affair with dance begin?
So I joined a local studio about 6 years ago now, and that was probably when I started properly dancing. I'd always been a performer in the past, growing up, just singing and acting and dabbling in a little bit of dance here and there. I did a bit of ballroom and also like gymnastics, but when I joined this local studio, I started taking hip-hop classes seriously, and I just completely fell in love. From there, a year later, it was just after Request had won the 2010 adult division at HHI, and I found the footage, was blown out of my mind, and was like amazed to hear that the studio was like 20 minutes down the road from where I lived. So I started taking classes at the Palace, and then I auditioned the next year, and 5 years later down the line, I'm here now.
Awesome sauce. You're a fan of many Asian artists and recently completed a project with Chris Wu Fan. What was the experience like, and how did it come to be?
Yes, I'm a huge fan of Asian artists, particularly Korean and Chinese. I think just the music industry in Asia is still booming of what it used to be. Chart shows and the fact of actually buying physical albums and singles, I think that's something that's just been lost in the Western side of the world. So I really admire that and respect it, and it's awesome to see the record labels and the artists just putting so much effort into their work, and with the music video production and just promotion. I think it's really inspiring. But yes, I just completed a project with Chris. So it was in Beijing in China for his birthday party performance and the debut of his new single, Bad Girl. The experience was kind of a whirlwind. It all happened really quickly. So basically I was obviously in New Zealand, and some of the dancers, his people, got in touch with me and wanted to choreograph the song and a solo for the performance. I said yes. Next thing I knew, I was in Beijing, worked with the dancers. They were awesome, real adaptable. And then Chris came in and I just worked with him. It was a crazy working environment. Chris is obviously loves to dance himself, so that was really awesome to be with an artist that was passionate about the moves that they'd actually be doing, if that makes sense. Normally, artists would just be obliged to do the moves for a performance, obviously, but Chris was so he was just excited. I mean, obviously, it's his debut single since leaving EXO, so I think it was he put a lot of effort into it, which was awesome.
I totally love Chris. That is so amazing. You know that I'm a fan of your whacking. What drew you to the technique, and how does it complement other styles of dance such as Vogue, jazz, and hip hop or poly swag?
Whacking. So, I think what drew me to whacking was just the effortlessness of it. That and the fact that I was naturally better at whacking than other styles, so it was kind of like my first love in hip hop. So I took it and I went with it, and I think that's kind of what I'm known for, more so than other styles, is my whacking. So I like that. I appreciate that, and it's a style that I love. How does it complement other styles of dance? I think if anything, it's a contrast to other styles of dance, but it's definitely inclusive of some of the postures and the technique that you would find in jazz and street funk. It's very funky. Yeah, you have to be really poised. So I think it's definitely on the feminine end of the scale.
I wish I could work my arm like that. What are 3 essentials to a great dance experience for you?
3 essentials to a great dance experience. That's a really good one. First is passionate dancers. So not necessarily good dancers or experienced or skilled or technical dancers. I would definitely say passionate dancers. If they're ready to have an experience also and have fun and work hard, I think that's going to make any experience great, is the people that you do it with. I'd say a good venue, whether it be overseas, in an arena, outside. I think if you're in a inspiring place, then the experience will make itself. So number 3, essential to a great dance experience, is a good crowd.
Sounds good to me. All right, last thing. Go ahead and shamelessly promote yourself. Let people know where they can find you. And thank you so much for being a part of this.
You can follow me on all my platforms of social media. That's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. On everything, my name is Kiel Tutin. That's Kiel Tutin if you're wondering how to pronounce it. Bookings and inquiries, you can email kieltutin@gmail.com. Stay tuned on all my channels. I've got a lot of exciting projects coming up, and hopefully be posting a lot more videos throughout the new year as I'm traveling and teaching. Thank you for having me on here. It's been an honor, and I'm excited to see what else happens for both of us. Thank you.
That's it for this week. I wonder whose life will ruin everybody else's next week. Bye, y'all.